Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. As is with live TV or live anything, I've swallowed the proverbial frog, and so you've got this voice for our recording today, but I hope you'll still enjoy it. Please bear with me. As you can see behind me, we are here on the west side of Pagosa Springs in another one of Pagosa's iconic businesses here in Pagosa. I don't think there's many of us that haven't visited this store, but I'm not sure everybody knows, again, the story behind Upscale Resale. This is a great business. It fits so well into our community, and I've seen it grow over the years. And so today with me, I'm happy to have the owner of Upscale Resale with us, and that we're going to switch our cameras, as we always say, and join the lovely Kelly Lehner here with us at Upscale Resale. We're going to scoot on over. Hey, Kelly, how are you today?
Good, thanks.
Okay, so we are here in Upscale Resale. I know when I came, I had some misconceptions. I thought you were always the original owner, and we were always in this location. So as we ask all of our business spotlights, tell us the story of Upscale Resale.
Okay. Well, I originally started working for the original owners, Terry and Eric Matzdorf. We started next door, actually, where Two Chicks and a Hippie is located now.
See, I don't remember that.
Yeah, we were there for about 2 years, just to sort of feel it out and see if this was something that the community needed. And when this spot opened up, it used to be Silverado, sort of a Western clothing store. When this spot opened up, I bought the business and took a leap of faith and moved into this bigger spot. And we've been here almost 18 years now.
So when you moved from, let's say, Two Chicks to here, how did you double your square footage? Did you triple it? What happened?
We did. We went from about 800 square feet on the floor over there to about 2,500 square feet. So we about tripled the space, which was great for us. We could really expand our inventory and just offer a lot more to the community. It was nerve-wracking because we weren't sure how it would go, but it's just taken off and been super successful ever since.
In your mind, when you opened this business, did you know what you wanted to do? You knew, obviously women's clothing, men's, children, but I think you've changed some of your products and what you carry over the years. Can you tell us kind of about that transition? What did you have in your mind, and how did you get to where you are today?
Sure. Initially, we just really wanted to offer more options to the community. Walmart wasn't here at the time.
Sure.
So there just wasn't anywhere to run and grab a pair of shorts for your kids or all those last minute things we need. Or if you could find it, it was extremely expensive. And as we all know, we can't really afford extremely expensive here in town. So that was our initial goal, was just to provide clothing for the community. And when we moved into this spot, we realized that we had the opportunity to offer household goods, furniture, outdoor goods, anything like that. And this community just continues to surprise us with the amazing things that they bring in week after week. And so we've been really fortunate.
Well, they say one man's trash is another man's treasure. And so I know I personally have found a number of treasures here. And so there is that concept. And now, certainly in Pagosa, there are some other consignment stores. But, have you seen, again, you started when Walmart wasn't here. People could pick up bathing suits or sundresses or shoes or whatever, as we see behind you. But now Walmart is here. Do you continue to do only consignment items, or do you offset that with some other products in your inventory?
We do primarily about 80% consignment, but I do supplement with new products, such as we have beanies in the winter, gloves, All of our jewelry is brand new. We bring in some leggings, just hats, different things like that. We try not to compete with the consigners with our new goods, but we try to offer the community those items that maybe they can't find in other stores, or they sell out immediately, or they're very expensive. So we've been able to supplement some of that along with our consignment items. We only take the very best like new items anyways, so it's hard to differentiate between what's new and what's consignment, I think, which has really helped us stand out and differentiate ourselves from a thrift store.
Great. One of my other questions that we've been asking all our businesses is, we are a very seasonal community. So you have lived here, you grew up, you have raised your children here. So you've seen the community transition over the years, even before the 17 or 18 years that you've been here. Does the seasonality of the community and our tourism-based economy, does that affect your business? And if so, how do you handle those peaks and valleys?
It absolutely affects our business. I think our town obviously is tourist driven, but we really, really try to cater to the public, or our local public people. So we don't really notice those dips and valleys like maybe a traditional store would be, because we still have people coming in constantly throughout the year. But our locals are absolutely what get us through the Januaries and the Februaries. But we definitely see the uptick in the sales when the tourists are here. Everybody loves a consignment shop, and
Sure.
we have returning customers year after year from all over the nation. So they kind of seek us out when they come back. But it's really our locals who keep us in business and really just help us thrive.
Well, and I think with the product that you carry, you move with the seasons.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
you never have just summer goods or just winter goods.
Right.
You move with the seasons. So
Absolutely.
those of us who are local get to benefit from that. From if the seasonality doesn't affect you much or as much, do you have some tips for some of our businesses? Because that's the other thing that we've been asking our longer term businesses is, how do you plan for, you said you took a leap of faith when you did this, but certainly you had a plan. And how do you accommodate for what might be a slow season? I mean, April hits everybody. So how do you as a business owner accommodate for that? Do you change your hours and your staff? Do you change your hours of your stores? Or do you just, as many of our businesses say, you just know it's coming and you just kind of squirrel it away until it comes? Can you give us some of the tips that you do as a business owner?
Sure. It's kind of a combination of all of the above. During the summers, we're open on Sundays. Two Chicks and a Hippie is open on Sundays, so that's been super beneficial to us. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and that's year round. Summer, winter, we never change our hours, which I think has really helped us out too. It's that consistency. People know we will be open, rain or shine, no matter what time of day or what day it is. But definitely, certainly when we bought this business, we started in January, and that summer just thought was the best thing ever. Well, then the next January hit, and we went, okay, definitely need to budget for the whole year round. So we definitely adjust our hours, our employees' hours, cut back a little bit on that. But mostly just know that when things are great in July, January's coming. And so you really just have to kind of budget that for 12 months and squirrel it away, like you said.
Sure. So do you have, one of the other questions we have, in all the years you've been here, is there something that you said, boy, I am so glad I did such and such? Or on the reverse side of that coin, have you ever smacked your head and said, oh gosh, why did I do this? Do you have one of those tips or stories?
Well, I probably smacked my head once a day and asked myself why I did that. But really, just I think the leap of faith moving into this spot was a huge deal that allowed us to be very successful. Being anchored by restaurants is huge. We've had multiple opportunities to move out of this space into other spaces that aren't highway frontage or maybe not around other businesses that are open all the time, and we've just chosen not to do that. So I think location is super important.
Location.
You never go wrong being surrounded by restaurants, especially like Two Chicks and Hippie,
Sure.
Gustosos. So they've helped us be very, very successful. As far as things, I think owning a business, it's just live and learn every day. You learn something you could have done better or something that worked great, and you just try to implement those as you go forward. We ebb and flow with trends, so things that maybe were super popular last summer aren't this summer, and so we just kind of have to roll with it.
Great. So you want to say about your business, your time here in Pagosa, any other words of wisdom?
Well, I was born and raised here. I've lived here my whole life. Just left to go to college and lived in Alaska for a little bit with my husband. But just very, very thankful for the community that we live in. And that has been a consistent over the 20 years that I've been in this business. And we just take that for granted. I think that we live in such an amazing community with such amazing local people who really are the reason we are successful. So even with all the growth and the change and the new people in town, it's just a very, very special community that we live in.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much. You certainly do have a successful business here in Pagosa Springs. For those of you, once again, on the west side of town who might be viewing this, next to Two Chicks and a Hippie, we are in, the name of the plaza is?
This plaza is called Silverado.
Silverado Plaza, that's right. So over by Boss Hogs, and great location, as Kelly mentioned, frontage road with Highway 160. If you haven't been into Upscale Resale, perhaps you should come in and see what treasures you might be able to find. And so with that, folks, thank you again for joining us. Join us every Monday as we present another fabulous business here in Pagosa Springs, as we highlight our chamber members and our businesses on our Spotlight on Business series. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next Monday.